the next question is, why don't most Buddhists achieve enlightenment by end of their lives?
Well, that's a very good question. How to say? This is. We have been. I think it's the power of ignorance and the clouds of confusion, and then not recognizing the potential we have for transformation. You know, when we speak of basic goodness, it's like a nugget of gold, the Buddha nature, but it can be fallen in mud. We can be, or we speak of the example of the pauper, the very poor person who has a piece of gold buried under his hut. He's rich and poor at the same time. He's rich because that's under his hut, that's his property, but he's poor because he doesn't know, he doesn't dig it out. So that's the drama. There's a potential for enlightenment, but we don't acknowledge that potential and we don't put in action the means to achieve that. So it's a question of first recognizing the potential, then engaging on the path to sort of take out that piece of gold and clean it, polish it, make it completely bright. And so the potential is there and we can actualize it. If it wasn't there, then our effort would never work. It's like trying to wash a piece of charcoal for 100 years. It's not going to become white or gold. So that's, I think, what we need to do. We need determination, wisdom. We need perhaps the guidance of someone who has more experience than us. So in a way, it's up to us if we can develop that determination and confidence. But again, also, the main thing perhaps is to set on the right direction. We should not be too impatient either. Says the Dalai Lama, often I heard him telling a group of people who just came out of 3 years retreat, he said, well, that's wonderful you could do that, but don't think that, just like that you're going to achieve enlightenment without more perseverance and effort. But it's not discouraging to say that, because when you feel that you are doing, say, people do trekking in the mountains. It takes 15 days sometimes to reach Mount Kailash or whatever. But yet every step is rewarding. Even you have to go up and down. Sometimes there is beautiful weather. Sometimes there is snowstorm or you feel altitude sickness. But still, it's a joy in form of effort because you feel you're in the right direction. If you lose your way, then the despair, weight of exhaustion. Why should you walk even 3 steps further if you don't even know if it's bringing you closer or further away from your goal? So you've lost. So direction then doesn't matter if it's 1,000 kilometers. What best can you do than walking towards that? If you say, it's too far, I'm going to go backwards. It's not going to make you anything good. So the best thing to do is to walk on the path. And that's give you a joy, and then someday you reach somewhere.
This has to be the last question. I'm sorry, I've got quite a lot of questions here, but we're running out of time. The question says, what word could you say to a mother that has a disabled child?
Well, sometimes you have to be really humble in front of challenges of life in terms of offering advice, and even more humble when I heard that question many times put to His Holiness the Dalai Lama, and he didn't have a ready-made answer. Each time a difficult question of such challenge of life is given to him, he doesn't have this kind of, he really goes deep within himself and tries to say something that really comes from his heart. And on some occasion, I heard him saying that, well, of course, the best we can do is to see that there is still, there is perception, there is a living being, and even the intelligence or the faculty of understanding, of showing that one understands, might be impaired, and still there's a living being who has some kind of sensation of well-being or suffering, and therefore our compassion and loving kindness can address that. And so, as on most human situations, compassion and loving kindness is really the best thing we can do, and try to develop it oneself and to offer it as much as we can. So I think in all humility, knowing that it's easier being said than being done, I think that's probably what advice he would give.
Thank you very much. Can you all join me in thanking Mathieu for sharing his thoughts and time and knowledge with us?
Thank you.
If you want to purchase Matthew's his books, we have it in the foyer, and Matthew will be quite happy to sign the books outside. Thank you very much.